Good evening to DeFiChain News on the 3rd of May 2023. The news show that provides you with the latest updates on DeFiChain project. If you like the show, then let's go crazy on the like button. It helps the project. Subscribe and click the bell button. And stay until the end because we will talk about the next shows and dates. But before we start with the headlines, I would like to welcome my co-moderator and expert of DeFiChain, Lord Mark. How are you to this new era of DeFiChain News Show 101 episode?
101. Yeah, fantastic. Hey, DC, thanks for having me again. What a wonderful number for a show, I can only say. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
101.
great. And I would say more or
Yeah.
less same procedure than every time. We have some topics on DeFiChain. Let us show the headlines and then we jump into
Absolutely.
the topics for today. So let us have a look what we have prepared. We will talk about DeFi Meta Chain and the launch of the Floppy Net. And what is the Floppy Net? We have some updates on DeFiChain Bridge. It's not the Quantum Bridge, it's the BNB Bridge. Notable mentions and the community projects with the updates are also in this show as usually. And last topic, future dates. We'll give an outlook what's happening next year. With this, we jump into Floppy Net.
First topic, Floppy Net.
What is Floppy Net? I know floppy from a very early stage of computers. No, it was before
I
cloud, before
I had a
USB, before.
computer that had a data set, so floppy was actually pretty advanced technology already when. So when you started, your first computer had a floppy drive,
I also know this data set.
data set. Okay,
Like a cassette recorder was a
yeah,
Commodore, and there you
unbelievable.
stored. And then we had this, what is this? This disc, which a magnetic disc, but not a hard one of plastic. It was made of paper and very big, and then you can store it. And usually after some time, one or other block was broken, and then you can throw
You can
away.
throw the thing out of the window or in the garbage bin, right? Yeah, so
Okay.
we have a floppy net. What is it? Like you can see on the thumbnail, we were like kind of guessing. Does it have to do with the floppy disk that DC just described before, or does it have to do with the flip flops? So I think in Australia they call them thongs. These are the sandals that go through your toes. So the story behind that is this is kind of a test net or a alpha test net that can be broken but also fixed very quickly. And especially there are a lot of rollbacks to be expected because that's such a great endeavor to bring DMC alive. And the developer said, hey, let's do a special. So after the DevNet, right, where only really the devs have access from birthday research or from the blockchain team. And then they said, okay, now it's about bring the community in for testing. And then they said, okay, we need a new testnet. And they didn't want to ruin the testnet all the time. And then people are going to start complaining, why is the testnet not online? Why are you doing rollbacks all the time? So they said, let's create a new one. And that's called Floppy Net. And I think the name is actually pretty cute. And it also indicates that it's going to flip-flop back between old status and new status. This is supposed to be rolled out this week, so then everybody can finally start testing. The DevNet is there. Like I said, no access for the public. FloppyNet is then going to be a public test environment where it's going to get a little bit crazy most likely. And then when this is stable after 2 weeks or something like this, then we're going to have most likely the proper test net. And then everybody can test, and then there are not so many rollbacks be expected. The name Floppy Net is not a common because we got asked, is this a common word? No, I think this was a wild creation of Prasanna and his team, but I think it's a very good word and it's gonna stuck in our heads for sure. The developers also said EVM is a massive change, maybe the largest change we had in the last 2 years on chain. So that means we're gonna see a lot of changes on the net. Also, a lot of testing is expected. And also we want to call out to the community, if you have the capabilities to test the stuff, help to test and help to break the thing, because we want to make it as stable as possible, or the developers, not so much myself and DC, but the blockchain developers want to make it as stable as possible. And then we're gonna see what's happening. Regarding DeFi Meta Chain, Prasanna had a talk in the Cake Office. This was recorded and was also put on the YouTube channel, and DC is for sure gonna be so nice and link it up in the show notes. Prasanna did a cool speech where he explained transactions, UTXOs, accounting model, how does this work with the DeFi Meta Chain now. Check it out. It's really cool to follow along. It's quite technical, but I think he explained it very nicely. And I think the whole story is getting a little bit more clearer now, what's happening there. And DeFi Meta Chain is also kind of tidying up a lot of the stuff that happened on the main chain over the last years. So we're looking forward to it.
It was really a great video. For me, it was the right level. You said it's a technical level.
I think it's a little bit. I mean, you're more technical than I am, right?
Yeah.
So I think there was something for everybody. I thought they have to be listened very carefully to understand it.
Yeah. Right, but everyone interested in how blockchains work should watch it. It's really good explained and visualized why EVM layer is so special on DeFi chain. And if you understand that there's a totally new kind of transaction, and that must be handled by every node, maybe you understand also that the changes are very big. And if you have the old milestone in your mind, you will recognize that there is a delay. And the delay is because the developers are still testing. It's all about test coverage. And as long as they can find any issue and can fix it, there's no need to test it in a public way. But as soon as they think, okay, now everything we have in mind is tested and it's stable, then it's our turn to break the system on the testnet, because everything found on the testnet will help that the mainnet will run in a proper way.
Well said. Yeah. Everybody, let's do this.
Cool. Then
so much about Floppy Net.
Okay, then we jump to the next topic. Normally it's in the category of the community projects and the updates, but today it's a very big update. It's regarding the DeFiChain bridge to the BNB smart chain. And tell us a little bit what happened here.
That was so funny, when we prepared the show notes, and we got this long write-up about the bridge, and DC looked at it and said, "Oh my God, that's so long." Because normally we say, please, the updates from the community projects, keep it short and simple, because otherwise we're gonna talk for an hour. This is really a long one. Okay, so we made it a main point. DeFiChain Bridge version 2 is launched. So we have the Quantum Bridge, what is more like the bridge to the Ethereum world. And there was before a bridge already to the Binance Smart Chain world. And Daniel Kagara put this bridge in place, and this transacted 100 million DFI in the past, but it was not without problems. So sometimes funds got stuck, and then there was this DDoS attack. I think we spoke about this in the last the news show even before. And I think he decided it's not really perfect. Let's put this on more stable legs. So he teamed up with the guys from My DeFiChain, with Andy and Bernd, and created a new user interface, but also a new backend. And this was rolled out now on the infrastructure of My DeFiChain. My DeFiChain is also helping with masternodes. So who doesn't know who the My DeFiChain team is? They contribute a lot of work to make DeFiChain more decentralized and offer services to set up your own masternode. Yo, and that looks actually pretty nice. There's a new website now available in dark mode, so very fancy and modern looking. The logo we should discuss a little bit is looks a little bit retro, but it's fun. Read the disclaimer on the bottom of the page what Daniel Kagara has to say about the logo. Seems to work quite well. There's a new fee structure also. 0.1% for a swap on the bridge is used to support the infrastructure. Makes complete sense. I think it's a small fee to make a product even better and to help us to get in and out from the Binance Smart Chain network. So the nodes have been moved. Before they were all on Amazon. I think they are now there on different service providers wherever they are. I think that's not so important, but spread out all over the world. Availability seems to be higher now and much harder to do DDoS attacks. Fees are also a good thing if you want to do DDoS attacks or if you want to do all kind of funny business and you have fees, it keeps people from doing that. Maybe it's not so much helpful against a DDoS attack, but yeah, if somebody wants to do funny swaps and you have to pay for it, most likely people gonna refrain from doing so. He says it's fail-safe, it's really good. There's a possibility if funds get stuck, kind of to send them back to the user. And yeah, let's follow how the bridge gonna behave over the next couple of days and weeks. I'm very excited to see how that works. The old bridge or the old interface is still available. There's a link on the old website. I think sooner or later the old interface is gonna disappear and then only the new interface gonna be the ones that's gonna be usable. What else? Easy, user-friendly. Yeah, a lot of praise from the creator himself. Check it out. Let us know how you like it. There's also a Telegram group. We're gonna link that up in the show notes. I don't know if this is brand new. There are about 140 people in there. But this is supposed to be like a group where people can ask questions and if maybe also get support if there's a problem. Overall, I think a really good idea to put this on more stable legs. And I'm very happy that Daniel Kagara is back and created and updated the whole project.
Yeah, still living. So we have
Still
now
alive,
resigned
not eaten by the shark, like somebody said, right?
Correct. I think this refund function to get stuck token on the bridge is really essential. If we remember back, that was always a pain if someone tried to swap and it won't go through. And then you lost more or less your fund until Dr. Kagara did it on himself. Now you can do it as a user. So here also an improvement beside the optical thing. Great.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to this living community project. Then next regular point on our news show, notable mentions. So what happened else in the last week on DeFiChain side?
Yeah, a lot of video mentions here. So for the close observer, there have been a couple of videos published on the YouTube channel from the Learn and Earn campaign. These videos have been used on I think it was a CoinMarketCap Learn and Earn campaign. They are done very nicely, really nicely directed and edited. We wanted to make them available to the wider public, so we uploaded them to the YouTube channel, DeFiChain English YouTube channel, and I think there are 5 in total. 3 have been released already. Check them out. They're really nice. Explain DeFiChain, what are D tokens, what's a swap, and all that stuff. Really cool. Nice to watch. Very professional. Then Kügi was so nice to come to do a DeFiChain Demystified video. That was actually quite fun because the title was "How does DeFiChain integrate Ethereum transactions to Bitcoin?" We created the title. We wanted to have this Ethereum and Bitcoin and make it for the search algorithm very appealing. The story is, how do transactions actually work on DeFiChain? it didn't age so well because like a couple of days later, Prasanna's video was released. In some way, they talk about similar topics, not always the same, but similar idea, transactions, accounting system, and so on. Watch it. I think Kuki did a fantastic job, like always, explaining with his graphics that he designed. Really, really nice video. Gives good insight, especially if you watch both videos together. I think it gives you a very, very nice picture, Prasanna and Kuki's video. Then we want to mention there was a further reduction of the DUSD factor if you have DUSD in your vault. We started off with 1.2x and now we're down to 1.16, factor 1.16. So this is going to be reduced until we reach finally factor 1. So this is going to take a couple of more weeks, I would say, until we... Do you know exactly when this is going to happen?
Yeah, it's 0.5 cents or like the fact per day. And that means 32 days left.
Yeah, right. Well calculated.
That's nearly a month.
Nearly a month. Okay, then we are down to factor 1. And then there was a nice article called Unleashing DeFiChain's Full Potential in 2023 and Beyond, a sneak peek on CoinMarketCap. We're going to link the article, of course, in the show notes as well. Yeah, that's it for the notable mentions, DC.
Thanks a lot. Community projects and updates, also a regular point here. And today, it's a very short list. But tell us what happened.
Yeah, today the heroes are definitely Yosha and Paddy, the two guys who are well known for their vlog when they came to Singapore. They visited the Cake office and had a lot of interaction with employees of the Cake and Birthday research team. They also came to visit me. And in that last video, is also the story how they kind of surprised me at home and how I took them up to the rooftop terrace, and it was really, really nice. Check it out. Super nicely done video. But not only the vlog, the last episode of the vlog was published, also an interview with Yusin. And I think Paddy interviewed Yusin now already 3 or 4 times. This becomes kind of a regular interaction between these two guys. But yeah, super nice video. We're also going to link it up in the show notes as well. And then the other part of this duo, Yosha, also posted here that the Jelly Chat, what is kind of, I think he's using the GPT API. He's working on it, and we're going to link up his last thread, most likely about the status about the Jelly Chat that he's working on. Yeah, that's it for the community projects this week, DC.
And with this, maybe a request to everyone out with a community project. If you want to be mentioned here in the news show, then get in contact with us. We have a Telegram group where you can post your updates. If you're not in, we can add you. Reach out to Mark or to me via Telegram, Twitter. We are reachable. And then we will also talk about your project here in the news show.
Yeah.
Great. Then, what are you doing next week, Wednesday?
Let me think. News show. Like always, there's gonna be, of course, another DeFiChain news show, episode 102. It's actually quite fun that we now know what episode we are on, right? We've never.
We will forget it.
Let's see. I think it's gonna become a regular point. So 102 next week. And then a fireside chat is still planned with a special guest, Christian Peterson. I think our most loyal guest of... he wasn't a guest yet. He is a
viewer.
A viewer. That's the word I was looking for. Our most loyal viewer of the DeFiChain news show. And then you said you are planning the next Tech Talk sooner or later, as soon as there's something that can be really shown, demonstrated. That's going to happen.
Depends a little bit on the testnet. Yeah. The idea was to make another tech talk about DeFi Meta Chain where we can show, or the developers can show, something really running. And for this, we need a more or less stable testnet. As soon as there's an update. I will schedule the tech talk, and you will hear it here in the news show. So subscribe to the channel that you won't miss this. Give us a like for the show, and then we are at the end for today. We have some time left for the one or other questions here in the chat. So if you have a question, raise it here. And if not, we see you next week here in the news show. Everyone not watching live, thanks a lot for joining. See you soon and have a great time on DeFiChain.
Have a nice evening and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was fast here. See, like we are under pressure here, but not much happening today. Let's see who is here. Christian is here. Christian is in the house like always. Don't forget to send me a message. So then that's a good comment here. Hope not error 101. If error code 101 occurs, you will receive a message that the program cannot be received, that you should check your connection. Yo, I know only 404. This is like page not found, right? On a web server. Cool. Yo, DC. Summertime is coming soon. It's crazy, huh? April's over. We the first 4 months of the year is already gone. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely.
Yeah. What will happen in May?
What will happen in May? DeFi Meta Chain.
And anniversary of DeFiChain. First block was on.
Okay. When is that? I've got no idea.
We now need a Bitcoin fan. When was last halving day? That was launch of DeFiChain.
The halving. Okay. The next halving is 2024.
7th of May or something. 11th. Just googled.
Okay.
11th of May
11th
2020
of May.
and 11th of May 2023. We are 3 years old.
Cool. See,
Still running.
I missed that. That's cool. Still running. That sounds good. DeFiChain didn't die yet.
Yeah, the one or other blockchain was stopped. We are still running.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Alive and kicking, and still crawling forward. Yeah, it's a tough battle. It's a lot to be done and a lot of be developed here. I think 2023 is gonna be a big year for DeFi Meta Chain.
Yep, sure.
Let's see.
Now we can wait for a comment from Fabio, right? That we didn't remember Bitcoin halving day.
Yeah, sorry, Fabio. We're gonna do our homework better. Yeah, interesting, cool. So yeah, thanks for all the likes. It's always a little bit a smaller group in the English channel. We still have a very big stronghold in the German community, as it looks like. Again, if somebody listens to the news show and thinks what these two funny folks are doing there in English and German, and you think you can do it as least as good as we do, or most likely even better, then don't be shy. We're looking for people who can do this in, Croatian, Russian, Spanish, French, whatever language you speak. Yeah, Chinese, Thai. Please, reach out to us. I mean, I think growing this platform would be amazing. It's not much work. DC and me put all the info together. You just have to present it. We're gonna help you with these things. Not a big thing. If you wanna build your channel, come out and help. I think that would be really awesome if we could add at least 1 or 2 languages in 2023. Last year we added Italian. That's going very well. I would be more than happy if we can add a couple of more languages. I was always a believer that more languages help a project. The Light Wallet DC we've got in a couple of languages, right? Italian, French is there. I think Chinese,
Spanish
is there, Spanish. Yeah, so I think it would be really awesome if you could bring the whole news show also to different languages. But we need people. Our English is not perfect. We still do it, but I think if we start doing it in other languages, it's gonna be really funny. We could try,
Okay.
but maybe not a good idea.
There is a question in the chat, maybe you know it better. How many people are on the birthday research team? And in addition, Paddy mentioned 20 to 30 in the podcast with Yusin. Is that true? Would
This
be
is
amazing
true.
to have.
The team is really big, and what we also, or what I personally really underestimated, is the blockchain team. The blockchain team alone that is actually building DeFi Meta Chain under Prasanna has already more than 10 people. And they are, also, yeah, that's a team nobody knows about. They are really flying under the radar. I think it's also a reason that they are not so well known, but they're spread out all over the world. Super, super knowledgeable team. I think I mentioned that before I met them. And there are some really heavy hitters in there, sitting in UK, Portugal, everywhere. And they are burst to research. They're big, yeah. So 20 to 30 is absolutely the right number. And they're growing every
Okay.
day.
Maybe you can reach them out and
Yeah,
give the hint for their own birthday research YouTube channel that they make a short clip for each team, just introducing who is inside, what they are doing
so for the team members, yeah, they have their own
for the
YouTube
team. And
channel. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
maybe 2 or 3 teams that they just present themselves a little bit and what they are doing. Yeah, the short description. That's a blockchain team building this
Yeah.
and that. That's a product team.
We
Yeah.
can do that, yeah. And Crypt Expedition to Freedom is still working on a Spanish. Yeah, hurry up, man. We need you here. We need a Spanish news show. Cool. So, DC, I think
Yeah.
that's a wrap for today.
Thanks a lot, Mark, for
Thanks.
joining. Always
Thanks
better
for
to do it
trying.
together
Yeah.
and not alone.
In the
And
future, there are
then
gonna be a couple of single shows coming up because of traveling. But guys,
vacation time.
new show is still going strong. We have you covered with all the latest updates. Cool. Then
Then see you next week.
have
Have
a
a
great
great
week.
time.
Thank you very much and bye bye.
Bye bye.